So I seen one for
Is it
the
me?
用什么眼看？
哈？
你呀，他又用斜眼
他
看。
讲 describe one angel 啊，但他是用
Welcome back to Unveiling the Unknown.
unveiling the unknown. Unveiling the unknown.
Unveiling the unknown.
Okay, so okay, so last week we were talking about Ghost Festival.
Yeah, so this week we will talk about something more scary. What if we can see them?
From what I know, John said that he can see them, right? And Stefan said he can feel them.
Feel and hear.
Sometimes here, sometimes here.
Sometimes you can see them also, right? Sometimes you can see them, right?
Sometimes not very consistent. Yeah.
So how do you guys like see them? Like what? It's like, do you really see with your eyes? Like you know, like how we see human is like, is it that kind of effect?
there are times when you cannot differentiate real humans and them lah. But there are times when you know it's them because probably from the way they look or they are half transparent.
But it's via what pathway you see them? Like, you know, seeing people is like via eyes, hearing things via ears. So it's like them is through via
It's through the mental eye. Yeah.
Mental
so,
eye.
yes,
But you still see them like that.
correct.
the mental eye is like the third. Is it what they say the third eye? Is that what they term it as?
A lot of cultures have explanations for this. They name it the yin yang yan or the third eye. So I think most commonly is understood as the third eye because from yoga, right, there are 7 energy chakras inside your body. One that's located on your head has a flower with 2 petals, so it looks like an eye. Yeah, so actually, if you really open up your third eye energy point, you have a lot of spiritual powers, not just to see ghosts. So what I think most people have is the yin yang yin, is not the third eye.
So third eye is actually, when they say third eye is here, right? They used to say like here.
Yeah.
Is it really here?
In a physical sense, it's somewhere located in the middle of your brain.
In the middle.
Inside lah, I think.
The pineal gland. Yeah.
The pineal and the pituitary gland or something.
So if people don't have, they want to see, they can choose to open their eyes.
Probably can draw one eye first as a
Or draw
start.
an eye has
Draw
like
one
to
eye, yeah.
imagine they themselves can see as the starting point. Is
Can I
it?
try it?
I don't need to see. I don't want to see. I'm glad. I'm happy with what I have.
So yeah, I think there are several ways. One is to raise your vibration. That is to do meditation. Second thing is you lower your vibration. You have something you hold on to something or you apply something upon yourself that lowers your vibrations to match those beings, that then you can see them. For me, when I'm born, I can see them probably because I'm born with a migraine issue. So probably my head is wired in a way that it opens up special abilities. The other reason is why some people always dabble into spiritual stuff, dark magic and so on. It's very common nowadays. So their vibrational energy match the beings so they can see. Yeah. And there are some who has practiced spiritual practices to a point where they can see lah. Yeah.
Is there anyone like half open?
Stefan, he cannot see, but he can hear and feel. Is
That's
that considered?
consider half open ma? Because eyes is supposed to be seeing it, right?
Yeah.
So half open is supposed to be like I don't know, you see half or you sometimes you don't
you
see.
need to see the maybe the shadow is half, but
Yeah, maybe you see like that. You know, like is that half open thing?
I don't know what is half open, but what I can see is not really fully formed figures lah. For example, if I look at you, I do not see your aura in color. I see an outline of a grey outline.
That means
around
there
you.
is a
Yeah,
figure
it's-
out
it's-
there,
it's-
but you can't see the.
It's just something that's shimmering, right? Yeah.
So it's like you say some people can see via that few ways, right? I also heard of methods like using like cow tears, dog tears, corpse oil, corpse dirt, you know, that kind of like things.
I think depend on which dog. My dog never see things and bark one. So if you
Oh,
apply
never
his
ah.
tears, I think you probably go blind, but you cannot see anything.
Or then you know, got one is like look under, open your leg and look
Underneath
underneath.
the-
that
But
kind.
you think about it, I don't understand how it works when you apply a tear to your eyes, right? Because it's mental, right? Yeah, it's a mental
Oh, yeah,
eye
okay.
that can see. So you apply tears to your physical eye. I don't understand how that works. Although I haven't tried it yet.
应该是看戏看多 movie always do that, right?
Right.
I see before also they take what leaf do this
I haven't tried it. Maybe it works. Yeah, I haven't tried it. But I would love to try because I want to see.
Can train to open one, right?
Meditate lor, meditate. The more I meditate,
So
more
if okay,
abilities
let's say
open up.
you have been meditating and then you can open it up if you want it, right?
I don't think you choose to. I think it's naturally it just opens up.
Some people develop other abilities. Some people can hear. Some people can just focus very intently on something, and events happen. They can kind of shift the future and things. There's a lot of abilities through meditation.
Will it happen like people meditate but they didn't want this kind of result? They didn't want to like open or hear or
They
anything
just want
to
a
that.
more like quiet
they just
mind.
yeah.
Can
They can also do it, right?
It's because it's a mental ability. So if you have a mental block on this, right, then you won't be able to see.
I think what you're saying, quiet mind is the first part of the meditation. So you get the quiet mind. After that, once your mind is quiet, then the abilities start appearing.
Oh, so if you go like another
Go
level, if
further,
you
yeah.
want to lah, so
I don't know. It's not that obvious that there are stages. They just appear the more you do it. Yeah.
So what do John usually sees? Like what are the kind of things you can see or you came across before in your life?
Probably some I cannot understand where they come from. Probably from another dimension. Those are like they have a human body, but they look like the size of a baby, and
But
they are
walking.
They are bald. They crawl around like monkeys. They have a tail. They have pointed ears. When they come by the multitudes. A lot of them. So some of them are dark, tall shadows. Some of them are like clouds, mist. They are not fully formed. Yeah,
Like white color mist like that. is it?
gray, black.
Where do they usually hang out? How do they move?
And those that always hang out at the toilets.
Toilets.
哎呦，我现在冲凉唱歌嘞，等一下很多人看我。
Also, when we bathe or when we bath, they are inside with us, looking at us.
It's like how reality appears differently to them, because when you dream, you see things differently, right? Yeah, like you poop, right? The fly see it as food, and you see it as poop, but the flies, yeah,
So when we bathe, what to them we appear as what? Just like
human
figures.
waste,
Human waste. We are human waste leh.
I mean, they feed on human waste. Yeah. So or places where there are energies like anger, lust, then you see they will get attracted there.
Why don't you share with them where are the few places that you see the most?
Oh, damn.
Like
Dark places. is it?
toilets, places where gambling happens, or places where there's sex trades. Sometimes you pass by and you see things.
So casino ships have a lot, I assume. Is it?
I'm not really sure. I've not been on a casino ship before.
Because they are on the sea. Like but they can get onto the ship and leave, is it? Like they have to attach to the ship then they can leave, is it?
Probably some people are carrying things to help them gamble better lah. So probably there's, or the ship has people
Also, can
pass.
it be? Yeah, people actually gamble, then they lose, then they keep. That's like sounds like the where the casino.
Where?
The they always say the hotel is very haunted because
Oh, yeah,
people
I
always
heard.
die there, right?
I think most casinos got many people die lah. They lose already, then they depress, then they jump.
So an interesting thing that Desiree mentioned, like in the sea, like in the middle of the sea, the spirits cannot follow, right? I read about a story on Reddit or something. People see ghosts in the sky. They saw flying, and then they saw an old airplane with the things, ghosts happens in the sky. How do you explain that?
So means like they saw ghost airplanes in the sky?
Yeah,
Ghost airplane.
like they are flying beside the fella, It's
Also, the person is in the plane
it's
and then
a
they saw.
bygone era, probably World War II, World War One, those kind of. Yeah.
Could it be they see like the CUG passing by or something on the cloud? Then
UFOs, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but it does happen.
since you can see them, do they ask you for help?
No,
They won't come and approach you like, 你可以打包东西给我吃。
they appear very far away, or just
Oh.
yeah, So they don't follow exactly behind me. They follow at a 45-degree angle, and it's quite far.
That means
So
there's a
seldom I
distance.
see it in front. If it's in front, it's very far.
But
So
do they know you can see them?
they know.
They know.
Yeah.
They will know.
Yeah. It's like sometimes people, when you're walking on the street, sometimes you turn around to see people looking at you, right?
Yeah.
You have a feel.
That's because of you all have the same like the vibration or
Frequency.
frequency same, then they can actually feel that you all know.
No, actually, do you ever have this feeling that somebody is staring at you, and you turn around, somebody's looking at you? You ever have that feeling?
Yes.
Same feeling that they feel, lor? When you look at them, you can see them, they can feel that, right? They know that you're looking at them, same thing.
But okay, let's say if I'm walking and then I'm not I know they are staring somewhere, but I didn't look at them. So they also feel exactly the same way, like something like that. They will know that there's someone, or how will they actually know it?
Your question is you see them. But
No,
you
if
feel
I
that-
know there is something there, I didn't see them. I know there is something there.
Okay.
So, but that's how I feel they are there, ma.
Yeah, so probably they
Feel the same way.
they
also.
feel the same way, but they cannot confirm until you say it. So my personal experience is this. There's this place that we used to rent, and in the toilet there's always problems. There's always things breaking down in toilet cannot flush, or things get stuck, right? So after a period of time, I realized that there was something wrong because it keeps appearing, right? So I was telling my friend that, hey, do you believe in the supernatural? And he said yes. Then I said, do you believe that this house, there's a spirit in this house? Once I said that, my hairs on my body keep standing. I mean, once you tell them that then they'll just try to let you know that, I know
You
know
are
lah.
right
I
lah.
know you know lah. Yeah, right.
But will they keep pestering you? Because like some movies or some anime is like they will keep like pestering, like you can see me, you can see me, you can see me, right? Like once you lock
beside
eye with
you
them,
because they're asking for help or something, right?
Or don't know, asking for something, like once you lock eye with them but you faster move away, they'll thought like you can see them, then you keep pestering you, but you just like pretend not to know.
I haven't experienced that myself. But I believe some people do experience.
Normally
them
they
pestering.
Or
avoid.
they don't like humans.
That's the
is it?
reason why they are staying at corners or on top of the trees or on the ceiling. Because they don't want you to rub. Because we have an aura, they rub against them. That is why during the daytime, the sunlight also has particles that goes through them. They don't like it, so they hide at places where.
So
Then
it's
at
not
night,
that they cannot, but it's
Yes.
they don't like.
Yes. Even if you shine a torchlight at them or electric currents or things, it interferes with them. That's why sometimes you see when you're filming or haunted places, electronic stuff go. Because they rub against,
Electronic stuff.
yeah.
We just have some problem with the electronic stuff also.
It's okay, it's fake. But if they don't like us, how do possession happens? Like, their possession story where things go into another person's body or something like that. Since they don't like already, shouldn't they like don't even touch human at all?
I think when you get possessed, it's also when your energy is not very high.
Like cannot repel them off, is it?
Yeah, well, if you're a different frequency, they don't like it, right? But when your frequency falls to the same, then
Yeah, you
match them already, right? Easy to use, ma. Then you become transportation for them, ma.
The other case is what we mentioned in the first episode, a connection is made. Yeah, once you make that connection, then a lot of people like to play DSN,
yeah.
The Oja bought these kind
Yeah,
of things,
yeah.
go
right?
to haunted places and see, then get possessed or play with sorcery styles. Yeah.
That one also like heng shui thing, right? If you were to ask someone to come and then if
Because-
they leave or not.
It's a permission you open. You open the door and then you come in and you chase them out. It's your fault. So they get more powerful. So the kind of law and order in their world matters a lot. So if they did something wrong, it's easier for you to seek help and clear them off. But if you do something wrong, it's a bit more difficult to clear them out.
So why they say play that one, you don't remove your hand suddenly? Is it like just suddenly closing their doors or?
It's like, let's say I want to go to a friend's house. I no need to keep saying that, 100 steps I turn left, keep reminding myself. There's one small intention, you will just go and then finally reach the house, right? So it's how you have the intention and then you make it into reality. So when you're trying to have that intention to send them back. So when you force them back and then you point it, so kind of the mind ability is saying that they are back already. So it's harder for them to come into this dimension. Yeah.
But I heard that some people have different kind of eyes. You know, some people say they have 天眼, but some people say they have 阴阳眼. Some people say they like, what eye, what eye, what.
天眼 and
Is-
阴阳眼 is a different thing, right? Or what?
That's why I'm not sure. So I like.
Also got the P in.
Is it all different?
What's 屁眼?
屁眼, all humans have. But
Can
is
make
it-
noise but cannot see.
My Chinese a bit off. So 屁眼 is
But
oh, so okay.
The 菊花 lah, the 菊花.
so is it like really got different kind of
Must say meh?
eyes?
Must say asshole.
Why you so high already?
No, because I repeat what you say, I feel very paiseh because I really don't know what's that.
but that's this 天眼 and all these kind of 眼, is it like different eyes see different things, that kind?
No, let's say someone has a low vibration. When he's born, his 八字 is
Good,
more
huh?
yin, right? So they will often see things like that or get possessed easily. So these people, it's normal for them to have that kind of yin yang yin. Yeah, so it's common. Some people, their family practices some magic, the lineage, and then although they don't do it now, they are born like that. They have that kind of
So it's a passed down
information
thing
DNA
lah.
that is passed down to them. And there are some who open it themselves lah.
Some also bring from past lives.
Yeah.
Past life. So you mean they will remember?
A skill or skill set that you bring from past lives.
So it's true that people remember. Some people they actually remember what they are during their the previous life.
They don't remember, but they remember doing this thing particularly well. Right? They can do something particularly well. They brought this skill from a previous existence. Yeah.
So they like bring over the skills when they
But I still don't know what's the difference between the 天眼 and the 阴阳眼. You never answer that question.
天眼 you can see deities lah. You can see higher beings, but a lot of people see spirits like during probably possession or trance and thought it's a deity. It's not lah. It's just real deities. They seldom come into our world because there's nothing for us that we can offer them that they find precious, because they are already very special before they die. They have a lot of virtue, so when they are away from this place, it's hard for them to connect to these vibrations. So unless they're trying to get someone to go with them, probably their ancestors, their descendants, or to protect somebody with a higher virtue, right? So they seldom come here. Like I said, 40 plus over years, I only see a few times, can count how many times you can see them. And they are very beautiful, their radiance and
Angelic and
Yeah.
stuff.
Could you describe one that you have seen before?
So I've seen one. For
Is
the,
it me?
用什么眼看？
Huh?
你要他又用斜眼看。
describe one angel 啊 I thought 他是用过分。John super speechless, okay, 不要打断他. Okay, you were saying like, okay, you see an angel before?
So I met someone.
You met someone who's an angel?
No, he has something following and protecting him lah. So what I saw was this figure that was very tall, but you don't get a fear from seeing that thing. In fact, you feel like kind of like, you won't be harmed by them. It's very tall, very beautiful. The light is quite far. Yeah. And then I asked him, hey, I'm not sure, anyone told you that you have something with you? Then say, yeah, you're not the first one who told me there's something that's protecting him lah.
So deities is not every.
Not everyone can see deities, is it?
There will still be people can see, right? Because I think my mom say before, 她
看得到。
没有，她不是看得到吧？
她 feel 得到。
她小时候 think she saw a 门神 or something, but don't know.
Okay, lower realm deities in this level one or lower level from probably the underworld, it's easier to see them. The higher they go out, the rare chance you see them. Yeah. So we have from our research, there are realms where there is 4 immeasurable qualities like love, compassion, equanimity, all this. I've never seen these beings before, but it's through research that we heard of them. Yeah.
So not everyone can see the deities. So there's a limit of like how each eye is it?
Probably it's rare. Second thing is they don't have the eyes to see. Yeah.
So you see before angel.
Once or twice. Even
How
I
does it look
travel
like?
to Spain.
Do they really
I
have like
seen-
wings? Or
No, some of them is like, it's just like,
oh,
it's just like. And then their communication to you is instantaneous one. Like you don't have to speak in one sentence. Immediately you know what they're trying to tell you, and immediately you
Like
can
knowing. It's
Yeah.
like knowing.
You just snap and you know.
Yeah, so I went to Spain and this happened. It was a place where they say a lot of miracles happen. Yeah, so I didn't know. Read up on the history later.
So when you know, like, okay, when you see them, what info did they give you? Like, they helped you something, or?
Could you describe? I guess what she's trying to say is, could you describe your experience or share your experience?
In detail, I can.
Yeah.
So I went to this church in Spain. It's called Montserrat. It's high up in the mountains. So that time I was facing a lot of issues in my life. There was a long queue before you can go in front and touch the baby Jesus, which is centuries old, is made of wood. So I said, I want to complain a lot of people who make my life so jialat. So when I was there, I saw the queue so long. I say, sorry to defile this place with my dirty thoughts. I just come here and pay respect in your way. So I did, although I'm a Buddhist. So I just went down, offered the candles. Then at night, I dreamt Mother Mary. Yeah, so it's the Mother Mary carrying the baby Jesus. So when I saw it, I know who the light figure is. I think then immediately in my dream, I was saying that I'm not going to convert to Catholic because the a lot of people there, the history was that those non-believers, they convert lah. And then the info I got was that someone was laughing. I didn't ask you for that, Then there was a point I didn't believe. So I woke myself up. And then because we leave the TV on at night to sleep, so it's not so eerie. And then when I woke up, the next song that played was like instantaneous. The Beatles, the one Let It Be. In my times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Yeah.
That song.
Yeah.
Like the hint she dropped you is that lah.
Yeah,
Is
just
that?
let it be. Then yeah, like that. So yeah,
That was one of your experience lah.
lots of experience. Yeah,
So you were saying that there are like ghosts who disguise as deity, right?
a lot.
Like, can you differentiate which is the real deities or which is the
You've
ghost?
seen the real ones. You know the ones that are not the real ones.
What if you never seen the real one? Because you see, like, say not all people can see ma. What happens if they don't know? They thought, oh, I see the deity.
I guess what she's trying to ask is, how do you differentiate between a deity and a land spirit?
A few
okay.
factors. One is through decades of seeing many things, you gather up.
Experiences.
You explore. Second thing is a knowing, right? There are sometimes there are deities, but they are not from too far up. It's just below. So when you say something or somebody do something, right? I've seen that they come and be witness of what was done. And like someone a friend was making a wish, and then I saw something just slowly went off. And I know that the wish would be granted.
Is it something like Tuti Kong Kong, like land god or?
I'm not sure, but probably there are beings who does witness what we do, right? So I'm not sure what are the myths around the world that has that. Yeah,
Then from what you said, like, can see aura as well, right? The third eye.
yeah.
It's like, is there any difference between countries or like plants or animals?
Yeah.
Human, I know they often say that because personality and stuff human have ma. But what about animals, plant? Do they have aura as well? Or like even ants, cockroach, like insects?
I think when we talk about aura, a lot of times you think it's something mystical. Actually, it's a bioelectric field around us. So I believe most living things will have it. So if you're saying humans have it, I believe plants and animals will also
What
have
about
it.
place?
Places also have the
Also have
气场
Yeah.
the 气场 of
It's
the
like
place.
many years ago, I went to Australia and realized that the birds have very
Blue, green.
like the birds is like that, right?
Yeah.
But the aura surrounds them, and then it's beautiful. It's very obvious the color. Singapore one like no color. Probably they eat on junk food, like we throw stuff. Then
So
and
the
then-
animals from different countries also can like exhibit different colors.
I think the way how they live is also bring them out with a different aura.
Or is it like the birds got different personality? Will it be possible? That's why they're
It's probably possible. I guess
right?
different animals, different plants also got different personalities, different likes and dislikes.
That's how we decided to get the aura machine, because every time he comes in, he say, check my aura today, because he has different stuff that he tries on. Even not say humans, objects do retain information and consciousness, they also have an aura around them. So just by, let's say I go to your office place where you sit, from looking at the stuff that you place around, right? I probably can guess what kind of character you are because of the brightness or the dimness of the aura.
So if like that, does you deter yourself away from people that you like don't like? Because you can see like if the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
time you meet them, you're like, okay, I don't like this person aura. I don't
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even want to try to
Some
That is
people
the
say
first
I'm unfriendly, but I could feel, their
You
Like-
just have an extra sense more than other people, right? Like you can smell if they never shower, right? Then other people cannot smell. So you don't
Okay.
like because there's a smell. Yeah. So it's something like that, lah. Something like that.
I realized we are focusing a lot on John today, then Stephen a bit like left out, right?
I don't have third eye, ma.
It's like we keep asking John, okay, like we asked like Stephen about his
Oh,
experience.
but you got experience of third eye, right?
I guess one of my more experience or more obvious experience was when I went to this place which had an altar, and then I was with John. So when I looked at the altar, I saw the altar shimmering. Then I can't tell if it's me or like an illusion. So I asked John, is it me or the altar is shimmering? Then he said, double confirm, the altar is shimmering. So there is actually something there, lah. But what I saw, it wasn't like humanoid shapes. It wasn't people. It's just that it's
Just so very
like the air is
prettily-
moving. Yeah, the air is moving, but very, very lightly. Yeah, then it's just odd, lah. Just when you look at it, it's not
I have
usual,
a
right?
similar experience. So in my 20s, there was this place in Toa Payoh where they have the 千手观音one. And then they just recently placed the 18 Luhan, the 18 Arahants around the perimeter. So me and my friend was there, we were talking, I keep seeing out the corner, like they are moving, and my friend also. Then I asked my friend, are we seeing things like, and then I
But
checked
your
myself.
friend can see one or
He also can see.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I was saying like I don't have headache now, so I couldn't be, Then there was this auntie bringing a very small toddler, like probably 6 or 7 years old. And then the toddler just said, Mommy, 这些人在动. And the auntie will say, 不要乱讲话. And then I look at the kid, and then we know lah. I mean,
Did
it's
you
like-
tell the kid like 不要乱讲话, like things will follow you or attach to you if
but
they
that
know?
one is
That one is
temper
not-
or something.
it's
mah.
not dirty
Oh.
things.
So
it's not-
it should be
so
okay
don't-
lah.
yeah.
Okay.
And I think we have been to temples and we see the protectors, like from the statue can move.
statue
It's
suddenly-
quite, yeah.
Sometimes you think it's an illusion because it's very fast. Then you don't know if it's real or not, right? Then you double confirm with somebody else also see it. Then
So
Oh,
it's
so
possible lah.
a small hint.
for-
So if you can see, because I'm a Buddhist man, let's say if you see Lohan statues can move.
What
it's
is
good.
Lohan actually?
Arahants. Like let's say this monk is a very high accomplished monk. He passed away, and then you can see like there's slight movements out of the corner. It's good. But if you see bodhisattvas or Buddha, right, like very Buddha can move one, right? That one is 吊龟.
Also, if you see fast subtle movement is good, but if you really
No.
can see it's not good. Is
That means if you say very high beings like Buddha and 那些很大的菩萨, right, they are already far gone already, right? So they shouldn't have movement, man. Yeah.
So those like very fast and quick movement is okay, is it?
Let's say
it doesn't mean something is okay. It just means that these Buddhas or Bodhisattvas are probably not around already, so they will not have their image is not supposed to move lah. Yeah, but the ones that you're saying is the Arahants, they do move lah. They've seen them move.
they have
lah.
a light, but it's a channel for you to, but they shouldn't be moving.
So it's like a different level
Something like
thing
that.
lah.
Yeah, but well, maybe he wants to share about some images of a like Guan Yin that we see. There's not a deity inside, or not the Guan Yin inside. There's something else inside.
Or it's like,
There are stuff like that in temples in Singapore. So
so it's like an empty shell, but it's not the
it's an
original
imposter
spirit.
inside. Yes.
Your hair will stand.
Like you don't
it's
feel
like-
peaceful looking at
So
the
they are
statue,
like
is it?
just using like tagging a place to stay, right? But they can
But won't the real God get angry? Like this is where
Yeah,
people
this
worship
like
me, and
me,
you
then
and
you're-
you're now taking my place. That kind
Now
of thing.
you don't go and offend them by saying things or like I have friends who say, 里面拉sam leh, then you something happens to you. It's just because your mouth likes to say things that are not.
So the mouth very sharp, cannot anyhow talk,
Yeah.
especially wherever we go. Because I heard before like temples also have a lot, right? So they stay around lah, every corner.
Mouthing off and getting into trouble happens to me lah. So every time, last time I always like to mouth off, then Stephen and my friends, they always scold me. They say, when you mouth off, nothing happens to you, but we kena leh, can you watch out? I said,
Oh,
I
you were
quite
like that,
enjoy it. Then after that, there was one time as usual, I saw a monk's photo, I mouth off. The name looks like a fruit or a cake or something. Kena that night, because I went to a friend's house to get something very holy to place on my home. By right, I shouldn't be seeing, but the whole night I see everywhere, everywhere, a lot.
Tell them some of the things that you see, like the tree spirits.
Like there are people whose face is perpetually frozen in a kind of weird expression, and then
they're staring at you.
They're wearing clothes like in the 1950s, 60s, and then some of them you pass by them, their back is always facing you. It's kind of freaky. You get exhausted by after a while. Yeah. Then for a moment of clarity, I remember. Oh, could I have said something? And I took that holy thing. I apologized immediately. So only recently I found out, it's years already. Yeah. Recently I found out that the monk actually made a vow that each time people take my photo, I actually make this wish for people to be able to connect to me through my photo, to grant their wishes or to help them. That's where you see mouthing off like that does get you into trouble.
I mean, you might say things a lot of times, but then many times you don't get in trouble. But just that one time you say the wrong thing, and it might get you into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that means you keep doing bad things, karma will catch up with you.
I think it's the same thing every time when they want to go outfield or something. Then the sergeant will say, you all walk here, but you must careful, don't anyhow talk, don't anyhow step
is
or
that
something,
why
right?
the army will set a certain path? Do they set path though? Or is like full free flow jungle that you can go
I
anywhere?
think they have a map. Do they have a
Not
map
sure.
that if
I-
you're
I'm not
outfield?
sure how they run.
I used to
nowadays.
be in a
Yeah.
camp where we do guard duties, we have to clock at certain points. The friendly camp dogs will follow you. Up to a point, they keep barking in the distance, they don't. You pull them, they also don't want. Then when you go one round up on the hill, you come down, the dogs start following you again. Then there are a lot of reports of people running into friends up there.
A lot of stories apparently army come from army. Also.
Yeah, because there are a lot
jungle
in the forest
or
area, right?
camp.
I
Camps
guess
and
the
stuff.
place cannot use to stay, so they make into army camp. That's why all the things are there, maybe.
Probably. And it's all the dark. Normally, jungle and forest have a lot, right? Because
keep in
it's
mind,
always dark.
keep in mind this sentence: jungle, undeveloped places. These are why we will unravel these mysteries.
So
as
it's like
we
if
go
you
by.
go jungle, can you see like a lot of like special entities? Like you say, what got some look like monkeys.
Have-
Yeah, like is it more? You can see more there.
Have in fact, I recall there was one monk who says he's in the forest in Thailand. He say, if you don't move and stay very still throughout the night, you'll see very strange sights, very beautiful sights. And then some of them
Beautiful
are
sights.
some of them are very rare animals that has been thought extinct, or some are not from this realm. They come and take a look at you. So there are things that are happening in this world that is beyond our comprehension.
There's so many different layers.
That's what
out
we're
there.
trying to find out. Yeah.
So just now, John was saying, right? When he said something, and then Stephen, you're like, stop saying lah. Say this kind of thing, then you never gonna, we gonna. So what is the thing that you're gonna? Is there anything, any sway things that he said and bounce to your that kind?
Or Stefan is so bad that he don't even want to remember it. You see the face?
Actually, I'm trying to recall, so I can't recall what really happened.
Or what is the
but-
thing you
but-
remember that bounced to them?
Like they get disturbed by the things. Last time lah, not cute lah.
Or the last time is you say lah, but they gonna lah.
So like he likes to play with stuff lah, but not say stuff, but he likes to play with stuff. So there was this
That's another
incident
bad
where
habit.
he played, or rather we were experimenting with this corpse oil. Yeah, so normally people hear about this thing is you need to apply it on the person, then the person will get affected, right? So from that incident, we learned that one of our experiences is somebody in the room actually opened a bottle of corpse oil lah. And so all of us could smell that smell. Then after that, he closed back. Then I was looking around the table. I started to see like the people across from me, their faces actually had this greenish or grayish hue. So usually people say the 印堂发黑, that kind of thing, right? So I saw one of them had, I saw the second one had, the third one have. Then I checked myself. Hey, I also have. I start to check with them. I asked them, hey, I think all of us kena already. So what we learned from this was actually that you don't have to apply the oil, you just have to smell it. And everybody will get affected. So it's really, really very
But
important.
the corpse one is human corpse or animal corpse?
Human corpse,
huh?
yeah.
So you were saying what fahe?
印堂发黑.
Oh, that one is really
Forehead
can see
black,
one.
black.
Yeah, you can see.
Oh, really can see
It's like
one.
an aura thing lah.
Some of our friends like to wear amulets that are infused with spirits, the necromancy stuff. You can see that they have a dark aura here. It's just the nose up to here. Then they affectionately call it Batman. They could see it also.
Batman.
It really looks like Batman
Yeah.
mask. It looks
They
like
really,
Batman mask.
yeah. But I don't know why they love it so much. But I think they said.
I know why,
Jalan
because I
or
tried
something.
before. Okay,
Yeah.
it works. But there's a trade-off lah. There's a trade-off.
That means you want something, you have to
No,
give
they,
something
they
or what?
pull you down to their vibrations.
Oh, okay. So they kind of like pull down your energy level to them.
I wouldn't say pull down your energy level, but I from my personal experience, what happened to me was when I was using it, things do happen. You make wishes which will come true. But what I didn't like was the hunger, because they're not enlightened, right? So they still have these base desires. And when I use them, for me, I realized that my base desires rise. And I don't like that feeling because I feel that it's not me lah. Yeah,
Do you feel
so-
more and more tired though?
Tired, not sure, hungry, angry,
Angsty, like all the negative
power
emotions.
hungry also. Yeah. So if you have such emotions, it will be amplified lah. For me.
Okay.
So I didn't really like it.
I think angry, I also seen before people that actually carries and then they kind of like cannot control their temper. They
It's
really
easy to see because we have a affectionate term for these symptoms. We call it bachu tiao tiao. Their eyes there,
tiao.
not there, very cloudy. They're not a bit steam one.
I don't know if they like over carry things or carry in the wrong way. Because last time when in the younger days, I see they are like very easy to get agitated and then small little problem they will bang here and there. They will start to want to have
if
fight.
you ask me lah, maybe it's not carry things. Maybe okay, let's talk about amulets, right? Maybe they use something that is not suited for them, and then it makes them uncomfortable, but they don't know. So when you disturb them, they are uncomfortable already, so they react to it.
So if it's someone who is right and using the same thing, it might be okay to them.
Well, if that vibrational frequency suits them, then it might be okay lah. So that the person, if the person is balanced when he's wearing it, then he might not react in that way lah. Yeah.
So normally, how do these ghosts look like? Like the ghosts you see.
Okay, some of them may be quite deformed, right? I'm not sure what happened to them. Some of them have scars. Some of them, their hair are falling off.
Is it they try to project themselves like that, or they could be
I'm not sure.
die in
Probably
that
when
form?
they die in that way, or or some of them like they pass away at very old age, but they appear younger. It's just like how when we dream, we appear in a different way. So some of them, like example, I went to an estate somewhere in Bukit Timah. Then I realized that there are a lot of them, but they are wearing a kind of like tribal clothes. So probably they have been in a very long ago era.
So like they will appear with different clothes. Then you can sort of guess like what happened to them prior death, and then like which era they are from.
Well, if you sway or you can see, you go to more countries, there's quite
A lot,
interesting
a lot.
things to see.
So
What
it's-
clothes they wear.
So the World War II remaining spirits you also got see before lah.
Yeah, but I never asked them, are you from World War II? I never.
But feel like they are lah, cause of the clothes
Yeah.
they wear. Then Stephen, you got hear any weird things before?
Here,
Hear because you say you can hear
here.
like they whisper like help me, that kind of things.
Okay, so it's not a full sentence that you hear. So sometimes it's a word. Then for me, I'm skeptical. So you know, 听错, then I'll ask, is that what you said? No, I'll double confirm, triple confirm. So sometimes, yes, they do. They won't ask me for things, but they will make me feel it. Then when I feel it, then usually what I'll do is I'll just send them goodwill. And hopefully this goodwill is enough for them to move on. Yeah.
So probably you're wondering, only when people pass away got ghosts, man. How about animals? You know, I read on Reddit also because I like to find out things with research, man. So there was this guy in Amor countries lah. So he was attending school, and then that town had a blackout. So that town has a lot of farmhouses. So during the blackout, that was many hours. So when he walked back home, right, he was attacked by this horse that was like the mouth melted and he's snarling.
Melted.
Yeah, like trying to attack. Then he lost his shoes in the mud because he was like running away. So after that, he lost his shoe. I was trying to escape. He was all muddy. He went home. The mom was scolding him. Why are you all muddy and where's your shoe? And then he said, I escaped from a horse which was trying to kill me. So the mom went to that place to take the horse and he came back. The kid asked the mom, did you see the horse? I saw a dead horse. The mom said, I saw a dead horse being towed away. And then he asked the owner, what happened to the horse? He said, during the power trip, right, probably the cable hit the water, the horse was drinking. The horse died on the spot. But how could the kid, see the ghost of the horse a few hours later? So I have experiences where my old dog passed away. My dad would prepare things like still keep his cage and then prepares. And then on the 7th day, my dad was waiting. He said, what are you waiting for? He said 7 days, they will come back. So I don't believe. That was quite young, my first dog. Then I heard that, whenever my dog go inside the cage to drink, you can hear the nails hit the metal, trang, like that. So that night we heard it, trang, very clear because we were all sitting in the living room. Then my dad said, see, I told you, he'll come. Yeah, so they do come.
So every time the 7
So it's
days.
universal. I'm not sure about insects though.
So if
Like-
animals got spirit and stuff, so like a slaughterhouse and those truck that carry the animals, I guess they are like very haunted.
Yeah.
Right.
I hope the insects don't have such phenomenon. Imagine you're scared of cockroach, you smack it, die already, the ghost kind of haunt you. Like
Hey, I
double,
don't know true or not. Like, I used to have this
Jialat.
thing last time when in my primary school. Then suddenly my house outside at the rubbish area there, right? There's a lot of cockroach. Don't know why during that day. So when I was young, I didn't know. My mother was like, just use the Baygon to go and spray. I don't know how to use the Baygon. I thought it's supposed to spray and die on the spot. I didn't know they have to wait for a while.
a durable one.
So the whole new bottle of Baygon,
It's just gone like that.
I just spray like die. Then after quite some time, everything died. The whole bottle of Baygon also no more. So on that night when I was sleeping, I keep dream. I don't know it's a dream or what because it was exactly my room, and I know I'm sleeping. I keep seeing like cockroaches running at the side. So I keep waking up looking for the cockroach, but cannot. Then throughout the whole night, I was doing this. So I was thinking, is it because yesterday I was killing it so hard
That
that it
was
happened?
why when we meditate, we are advised not to kill
Uh-huh.
because they will have the frustration of their life being taken away. Then your consciousness also trap the intent of you taking away their life. So this thing match, their frustration becomes yours, and then you kind of get hooked into this chain, which is not good. That's what happened when you try kill them. Your mind actually register their frustration, their fear, and everything. It eats into you. So when you sleep, the mind releases image.
This is so bad until I was like, I can't sleep for the whole night. I was scratching all over myself until I wake up. I know I got a lot of scratches, but I know I really got wake up a lot of time. But in between, if there's really cockroaches running around, I'm not sure.
So what you learn from that, don't kill anything, okay?
Yeah.
I never do that again.
Avoid,
Never do that.
we can avoid, but yeah, you put things that keep them away. It's like an ecosystem. The scientists also never say that we will get rid of cockroaches or mosquitoes because we probably need it around. It's an ecosystem thing, so you can avoid. I have a relative because last time my dad used to come from a huge family in China. So one of the very old uncles there, they like to roast little birds to eat. Says delicious. So on his deathbed while he was dying, he was shouting and crying out in fear and pain, saying that the thousands of birds are pecking at his leg, eating it away. It gets your consciousness released on this. So that is why, let's say if your occupation is a butcher, does get involved into a lot of negativity.
But it's also really, can we say like it depends on their thinking, like their mindset?
But sometimes
or-
they have no choice, but they're born into such a trait. But if you
Yeah.
can avoid, then avoid it.
Is there anything they can do to kind of like pray for the birds to like go peacefully or
Yeah, like
things
get married or something, right?
yeah, like
I think karma cannot be eradicated just by one or two rituals. Lah. Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
So lesson that you learn is don't care anything lah. Huh?
But you know, as humans, sometimes like outside when we like talking to friends or something, after that got something close, you just like then after that
Yeah, it's just
something-
very instant. Nah,
yeah, it's a very yeah, it's a very natural things like like small things like we just
just
like
be mindful. Lah.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like
yeah.
it's kind of hard
as
lah.
much as possible.
As much as
I wouldn't say that, sometimes knowing that sometimes after like you feel something biting you, the first reaction is to brush it, right?
yeah, like you don't even see because you're probably like doing
so
work or
brush it really after that, something died.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
it happened to me a
Intention
few
is not
times.
there. Lah. So
Yeah.
sometimes when you walk after a rainy day, you hear very
Yeah.
crispy sound, it's jialat the snail, but you didn't really.
So recently
Yeah.
it happened to me lah. I saw a mosquito biting me, right? So I want to flick it away, right? I flick, he exploded.
yeah.
Explode.
Yeah.
Too fat already.
Uh,
So I
okay,
accidentally killed it lah. But
Yeah.
the
It's not
intention was not to. I was actually get it away from me. Ah. Yeah.
Some people like they got no choice. Some people they got no choice when they're in the house, then they will have to like catch it, and then maybe they didn't want to kill it, but it's too small, so they do it too hard. That one also like no choice,
Sometimes
man.
no choice lah. Let's say if there's an infestation of bed bugs, you really have to get rid of them. No choice. Sometimes you avoid as much as possible, but sometimes you do need to.
You don't purposely like go and disturb and
Yeah,
play.
you live in a
yeah.
physical world where they cross into factors, circumstances, both in. Yeah.
okay, so from what we gathered so far, right? So this third eye is actually a metal thingy instead of like a eye thingy, right? So actually, we got requests lah asking us like we got people who wants to see ghosts. So it's like what are the things they can do
You
to
can-
like want to if they want to see?
You can go to places where it's secluded, haunted houses, and then wait a while. The best time the most chance when you're seeing them is, like I said, when your brain gets slower cycles in between the sleep and half awake. That's when you can, or you can apply something to bring your vibrations down, like necromancy stuff. Taste it, and then it will happen. It may not happen immediately, but probably few days later.
It might come. Okay, so but what if they have a mind block?
To open the third eye, because it's not a physical eye, right? It's a mental eye. So if a huge part of your brain is blocking it, disbelieving it, I cannot see, because it's an intention, like I say, I want to go his house, I don't need to keep reminding yourself, right? It's just, let me see. If your mind is having that intention to disbelieve it, a huge part of your brain is already, the power is already used to block it already. So you
You're
won't be able to
closing
see.
it by yourself,
Yeah.
lah. So you
But then I think we got another concern is like what happens if it becomes a possession instead?
Then
Because you give entities permission to enter or let you see them,
I
right?
heard
Something
of
like that.
I mean, if you give them permission to let you see them, I don't think that's the case lah.
it's yourself, right?
Yeah, you actually want to see them lah. You want to see them. If you set the intention, then you probably would lah. I set the intention, but I haven't lah. So
Haven't get yet.
yeah.
But
You're
wait,
waiting.
turn the possession.
normally those 屌贵 already, they can see ghosts easily. Because the door, they blast off the door, only the doorway is there, they in and out already.
I think another explanation would be like it's like your car hi-fi, right? You set to that radio channel. After that, you just press the M1, it goes back to that channel. Yeah, when you get possessed, you get set to that channel, right? So when you want to communicate or see them, it's easier to get back to that channel.
So cannot close back lah. So what happens if people want to close?
You have to get rid of the things inside. But of course, you have to be fair, because let's say if that thing is stuck in you for 10 years, don't expect one session and you take it out. It may have a residue that will sprout up again, right? So it takes time, it takes numerous tries. Yeah. So if it's a very slight case, one time is enough.
So we are nearing the end of the show. So last but not least, do you have any advices of, because there are some people who can see, but they will get frustrated because it's not everyone likes to see. So do you have any advice for them on how
Change your
to
ability with me. Give
Change
me the
what?
ability to see.
Exchange? Can exchange me?
No lah, cannot lah. You see advice ma, I advise them to give it to me lah.
real advices, like 有建设性的 like advice, like how can they like embrace it or like gradually accept it or
I guess when you see them, you just send them goodwill. I think that's the best advice I can give you. You send them goodwill, wish them to be well and happy. They will move on. Yeah. That's the best advice I can give.
Not to think of it like
I also actually heard of cases where people who can see but they don't wish to see, after a while they don't see.
Oh.
There is cases.
so
like
it's
that.
the mindset as well.
Yeah.
lah.
But once a while, they do still pop up and see. Yeah, it happens.
So you see so long already you still will get like shocked from.
Just ignore them. Lah.
Will you get shocked?
Sometimes,
randomly see?
like let's say when you're not prepared, you're very tired, and then you get a shock or something go bang, and then you do get a shock because I have not come to a point where all my feelings and thoughts are eradicated anymore. So I still have.
So you turn a corner, you see them, you get a shock. They also get a shock.
so it's something that they eventually have
shock
to.
each other.
No, I mean they do get shocked, right? They
they
get
get
shocked
shocked
that
also.
you all are there. Really, really, really. I'm not kidding.
To think they are also kind of like a bit another kind of living things,
Something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
just living in another layer.
another
Yeah.
realm. So that's why they do get shocked.
So I actually have this thing. Last time I used to see. I went to my friend's house. He got this like blazer hanging on the behind the door.
Lazy.
I don't see. It's just the blazer itself. I don't see anybody there, but I see from the blazer there's a hand coming out. Is that also considered?
Your slipper thing, or maybe it's the slipper thing, the same thing as the slipper thing. You put blazer there, then they wear.
But I just see one hand that is coming out, and I was like,
is it
blink
like people
is that considered
prank, then they just insert the hand
hanging on the hanger?
No, during Halloween they will have this severe hand. I got
No
shocked
lah.
by my colleagues one. Then you just sew the hand to the jacket probably.
No, but I see it coming out.
Oh, it's
It's
movable.
really Then
Oh, it's
and then I was like blinking my eyes like, is it sure?
So
Then it still continue
this
coming
one
out.
we call it as thought forms. Sometimes when I see things, right, I'm not sure whether it's a thought form or real spirit. Like example, last time when people say when a person pass away, throw away everything that they own, burn it away, right? Because that thing contains their thought forms and they can materialize hauntings from there. So example, if the rocking chair, somebody likes to sit on it, every day, and then he pass away. Oh, corner eye, sometimes you may see that person is still there.
Rocking.
Because they trap the memories, man. The jacket also may trap. So what you see could be probably a thought form. Yeah.
Okay. That's for our show for today. Do remember that this is a sharing of knowledge and experiences. So believe it or not, it's for you to decide. Okay. In our next episode, we'll be diving in with the mysteries of possession.
Yes, so if you have any stories or comments or anything, do drop us a comment or send the email to here as usual. So thank you for joining us today.
Remember to like, subscribe, and share our show. And we will continue to uncover all the
Unseen things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye.
I went to my friend's house. He got his hanging his
Overrun
blazer.
Overrun already
Relax, one thing.
One more question.
Just one.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's our show for today.
You overrun my time that you still look at me.
No, I'm thinking you have anything to add on or not?
I don't
Sorry.
have. I'm waiting for you to finish the last
Okay, that's
question.
for our show for today.